Hey, this is Matthew.
I'm Rich from RageWorks.
Welcome back to Nerd News Today for another statue review, and this one is an epic, monstrous piece, literally.
That's right. This Godzilla piece is based off Godzilla's look in the Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah film. It is called the 1991 Godzilla.
So this is the Diamond Select Gallery diorama piece of Godzilla, in fact, from that 91 appearance. And yeah, as you can see, this is a pretty big box. This is a pretty big guy.
Yep, and the thing about it is, all this incredible detail, and it's a PVC figure.
Yeah.
PVC statue, excuse me.
Yeah, PVC statue diorama to be technically all... It's got a big mouthful of a name.
Yep.
This is a heavy, heavy dude, too, for a PVC piece.
Absolutely. A lot of work went into this.
So the box itself, you can see, compared to us on camera, in fact, you can see how big this guy is.
Yep.
But here from this shot, you can see we've got the front window, we've got the side windows on both sides. We have the classic sunroof.
Yep.
So you have to have that.
And you have the date mark for the Godzilla anniversary.
Yep, because it's the anniversary time for Godzilla when this came out in 2019. And the back of the box, this gets you a look at that. And it also has Ghidorah. And King Ghidorah over here, he's actually, we'll talk about him when we get him out of the box here, but they actually combine together, which is really cool.
Absolutely.
So I think let's quit beating around the bush. Let's unleash Godzilla.
That's it. Let's get him out of here.
So here's our Godzilla out of the package. And it's still pretty big. It's still frightfully enormous.
Rising from the depths.
And the first thing we have to notice is that translucent blue water, because that's like the best thing about the statue. Well, to be fair, there's a lot of great things about this piece, but I always love the bases, and this is a really, really great one.
Yep, an amazing job. Captured Godzilla perfectly. A lot of incredible detail, especially that 1991 Godzilla style, which is a favorite among many fans. Going back to the older Godzilla look, I think this was the one that had just enough where he had more dragonish features versus some of the other ones where he had like the cat face, which some people didn't like. I think the 90s Godzilla was probably one of the best designs. I have a love-hate relationship with the modern one, but the 90s version, top-notch.
And this period in particular, too, what they were trying to do with Godzilla was make him more villainous.
Yep.
And so that really, really works. He feels like a bad guy in some ways. It's more monstrous. That's just really cool. The face is great. The eyes in particular, if you can see the paint job in the eyes, it does harken back to that kind of cat-like look, but really great detail in the eyes.
Yep.
I love that this boat here is just coming out of the water on this side of it, and I'm pretty sure that the Ghidorah has, I think, a few more boats in it as well.
Yeah, there's also like a bit of a dock or a boardwalk here that's being washed away. Just an amazing job. The detailing is out of this world. Godzilla's proportions were good. That's one thing over the years. Godzilla's proportions changed as he became. They either made him more robust, more monstrous. Going back to what I said earlier, more dragon-ish. But everything on here is just impeccable.
Yeah.
Solid job.
And let's show you guys the back of the piece somehow, if I can pick him up. But the one thing that actually is missing from this piece is his tail.
Yep.
And we could say that it's probably still in the water and creating the splash effect. But yeah, that part is missing, and it's noticeable, because Godzilla's tail is pretty iconic to himself as well.
I think this would have been one of those instances, and again, that's just splitting hairs. You would have put the tail in the water inside, and that way, number one, you would have just added more dimension to the water. Number two, you wouldn't have had to do the full tail, but you could have kept it in there and just molded the water around it.
That's true. A little bit of tail could show up in there, yeah.
Yep.
But I think it also would have been probably increased the price of this piece too, though, because it's, for a PVC piece, it's still fairly affordable and also fairly heavy. So I guess by omitting the tail, they've kept the cost down a little bit as well, and also kept that weight down. Because, yeah, I mean, again, this is pretty beastly for for a statue. This is easily, I think, 7 or 8 pounds.
Yeah, I think the only thing to consider and I doubt it unless it's connected to the other.
It could be actually. It could be with Ghidorah. Good point.
Possible.
Yeah.
I mean, it depends on how they connect. But I also feel that this is a piece that's going to face forward. So the tail is one of those things that, again, open to interpretation. Could be under the water. You could just have it facing towards a back wall and just displayed like this head on, and it may not even be a factor. But if you're a collector, you're going to definitely notice something like that.
Yeah, I don't dislike it that much. It would have been cool to have it, but
no.
There's plenty of other Godzilla pieces. But at the very least, the back detail is still great because you have all those scales on his back. And on that same note, the texture on Godzilla's skin is spectacular.
Yep.
Really cool. Really nice paint job all around. It's Godzilla. This is 100% Godzilla. No arguments anyway whatsoever. They've got every little detail going on with it.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, if you're a big kaiju fan, a Godzilla fan especially, this piece, it's easy on the wallet and it's easy on the eyes.
Now, as we mentioned, it does connect with that King Ghidorah, who has not come out yet. He's going to be released not long after, in fact, this guy had come out here. That's on the way soon. But as a standalone, it still works just fine. You don't need to have both pieces. It just is extra gravy that they do connect.
Yeah, I think that's one of those things. I mean, Godzilla, King Ghidorah is one of his most iconic villains, one of the monsters he faces off with the most, one of the monsters that everybody loves to see. So it's only fitting that you attach it with him. And especially after the last movie that came out, the modern film where King Ghidorah was the villain for that film as well.
But on that note, too, just kind of being a standalone piece, design-wise, it still works really well just because of the shape that's creating here, the weight of the piece. It really does work perfectly well just on its own. You really don't need to have King Ghidorah. And if you don't want King Ghidorah, you don't need to get him.
Yep, you definitely don't. This piece is perfectly comparable to a standalone piece without any sort of additional cost needing to be incurred. Again, going back to what we were saying before, though you can attach the Ghidorah to add that massive diorama, you can do just fine with this piece.
So on the bottom side, we actually just noticed that there's this weird little hole here. I think that's just mostly process of how they make this figure here. This is probably the entry point of the resin where they're doing this. But it's just definitely kind of funny, and you'll never even notice that.
Nope.
But it's cool.
Yep. It's also funny that in addition to not seeing Godzilla's tail, you don't see his feet.
That's true, yeah.
Either.
His feet are way under that.
Yep.
But what is kind of cool to have is, normally with resin, you don't want air bubbles to show up. But in this particular clear base, there's tons of air bubbles, and it totally works fine because it's meant to look like water.
Exactly. They did a really good job with that, leveraging, back to what you said, leveraging the air bubbles to make it look like it's part of the water.
Yeah, whether that was, that must have been an intentional choice. It just works out very well, and definitely made their life easier when they were doing this guy.
Absolutely. One thing I'll add, and Matt and I talked about, was it would be cool if it lit up, but obviously if you're into customizing and displaying, customizing your display pieces, you could probably get some lights in there, especially through the little hole.
Oh yeah, it makes it really easy.
You could definitely do something through there.
That's actually really convenient.
Yep, get some string lights, throw them in there, add a little light underneath. Rising out of the water by the pier, there's definitely lights you could get under the water really nice if you wanted to do that.
Yeah, because most of the time Diamond has not done lighting effects to their PVC pieces, and most of their statues in general don't have light up effects.
Yep.
That'll increase the price, and again, for a guy that's as big and heavy as this, it's already a more expensive PVC piece. But if you want to go out on your own and bottom light it, whatever colors you want it to be, whether it's clear or you want to go blue, totally your choice. But they've actually made it, whether they know it or not, way easier for you to do that.
Absolutely. So that hole on the bottom is very, very key to make that happen. So definitely a happy accident.
And if you're not really the most handy person either, like myself, this is fairly easy for you to get started with that.
Yep.
I also really like how muscular Godzilla is. And again, going back to the texture, the folds, and the arms especially, it's muscle, but you can also kind of still remember that it's a costume at the end of the day. So I like that nice little homage to Godzilla.
Yep, it keeps it consistent. This is one of those figures where you can definitely find other things that you would like to add to it. I'm shocked that they, especially because Diamond is good for doing this, do a variant with him breathing fire.
Oh yeah, well, that's gonna be a different statue, I'm sure.
Exactly.
Actually, that is another statue, in fact.
Yeah, so it's funny because you look at Godzilla and there's so many different ways you can capture his likeness. You can do it with the glowing spines. You could do it with the breathing the fire. So you could even do if you're a customizer, you could do when he started getting the radiation, he started turning red.
Which I'm sure is going to be another statue as well.
I'm sure it is.
I think they did a bank like that already.
Yeah, it's too easy to not do that stuff. But from a customization standpoint, given that it's PVC resin, it's definitely friendly for people that want to do any sort of mods too.
So overall, really, really great Godzilla piece. This is my first Godzilla statue, and I cannot wait to get King Ghidorah to see how they look together.
Absolutely.
So they're going to be amazing together. But on its own, it's another standout piece. If you are a Godzilla fan, total must-have. Affordable must-have piece.
Yep, Diamond definitely hit it out of the park. And best of all, you can find this at any of your local retailers right now.
Or you can use our Amazon affiliate links below, which help us out and cost you nothing extra.
That's right.
Or you can use some Rich's affiliate links, because he'll have those on his site too. So
Absolutely.
You can support either one of us, whoever you like more.
That's it.
So, all right, on that note, I am Matthew.
I'm Rich from RageWorks.
That's our Godzilla 1991 from Diamond Select's Gallery series. I'm going to go work on my triceps by lifting this guy up a few times, and we'll see you guys next time.
That's it. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace.
Time to hit those weights.